Welcome, everyone. I'm Michelle Schumann, the Artistic Director of the Austin Chamber Music Center. We are very excited for our last weekend of concerts for the Austin Chamber Music Festival, and I can't wait to play with these two lovely ladies, part of the Schumann Chamber Players. I'm here with Sandy Yamamoto and Amy Levine-Tsang. We've been playing for many, many years, and so it's always a really fun time to come together. And we have a great program. I mean, I think it's an amazing program. It's super colorful and super varied. We're playing the Beethoven Ghost Trio, which I think is like equal parts energy and excitement and like vigor for life, and with an equal part of like the darkest, weirdest, what are you doing, Beethoven stuff. So it's a great piece with that exploration. We're playing the 3 Nocturnes by Ernest Bloch, which I just think are colorful and evocative and really fun to explore. And then also Be Still and Know, which is by Carlos Simon, who's a fantastic composer out of New York. Very, I think, inspiring and trying to kind of transformative and spiritual piece that really takes us to a different level of beauty and wonder. And then the last piece that we're playing is the Mendelssohn C minor piano trio, which is truly one of my favorite piano trios of all time. Super fun, super full of energy, and it's been great for us to be rehearsing it. So I thought we would spend a little bit of time about talking about Mendelssohn, because us being musicians for many, many years, we've all had Mendelssohn in our life for many for many, many years. And I know for me, like growing up, it was always the sort of like the heavies, like you revered Mozart for his genius and Beethoven, all this. And I felt like Mendelssohn didn't get as much attention, but he's amazing. He's as amazing. And so it's great to know that now. So anyway, just Sandy, what do you think about Mendelssohn?
Well, I love Mendelssohn. I was introduced to Mendelssohn as a kid, of course, with the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto. But shortly after, I remember when I was 13, that was the first time I played my first Mendelssohn chamber music. So I played the D minor piano trio, which we aren't playing at this time, but equally a wonderful trio. And I think that's when I really fell in love with Mendelssohn's music. And of course, from there, we played lots of string chamber music as well by Mendelssohn, lots of quartets, of course, the amazing octet that I think many festivals program many times, and that's always a joy to play with many musicians. For me, I also like, I love the violin concerto, but I also love the violin and piano double concerto, which I think is a phenomenal work as well. The composer is also special to me because my grandfather, he especially liked the songs without words, the piano music. And so I got introduced to that music as well from my grandfather. So there's a special place in my heart for Mendelssohn.
Oh, nice. Nice. What about you, Amy?
I was trying to think about when's the first time I ever played Mendelssohn, and I think it actually was on the piano when I was a kid. And I don't even remember what the piece was, but I remember it was Mendelssohn, and it was something I had in my fingers, and it was just this go-to piece that I could play, and it was so expressive, and it just meant so much to me. It meant so much to me to have that in my fingers and be able to sit down at the piano and play it. And of course, the octet, when I was young and going to string quartet camp, and that was always like, wow, what if we just got together, all 8 of us, and we tried to play this piece? And boy, is that a powerhouse of a piece. That's so beautiful. I think I love Mendelssohn because I feel like he's so emotionally transparent. And I I do know what you mean about the Beethoven, that it goes to just a place of complete devastation. And I love that too. But I feel like there's something about Mendelssohn that's just ever hopeful. It's ever hopeful. Like this man must not have suffered very much. That's my feeling when I play Mendelssohn. It's just so, it's very emotionally transparent. Like something could suddenly be very worrisome and very, very scary, or but then it blows away, you know?
Yeah.
And I love that feeling that it's very emotional, like effervescent, like it just blows with the wind.
When both of you guys mentioned the octet, and the first time I heard the octet, of course, I'm not a string player, so I'll never get to play it. But the first time I heard it, it was just, I thought it was like maybe one of the best pieces I'd ever heard in my life. It has incredible energy and the interplay between all the instruments. And what Mendelssohn was he 15 when he wrote that piece? Like super young, like
young, just a
ridiculous.
teenager.
Yeah. So
Something like that,
at the
yes.
moment, that was when I realized that Mendelssohn was just, I mean, so he was so brilliant. And he was also brilliant at other things too. He was a great painter, and he was a wonderful poet. So like everything like oozed out of Mendelssohn, I think with ease in a way, in the way he communicated. I played a bunch of little Mendelssohn pieces growing up because he had so much music for the piano, and it's from the kind of easiest of easy things to the hardest of the hardest things. But I think my first like really meaningful experience with Mendelssohn was I saw Andre Watts play the Mendelssohn G minor concerto with Cleveland Orchestra. And this is poignant because Andre Watts just passed away recently. And it was the first big concert I'd ever really seen too. And he played that piece. And I don't remember a lot of things from when I was 13, but I remember being in those seats. And when he played the second movement, I listened for the first phrase, and I went, this doesn't sound like a piano at all. This sounds like a choir of angels, like truly. And it was the first time I'd ever heard the piano not sound like a piano. And it changed my life, because I was like, I would like to not sound like a piano all the time. It sound like a choir of angels. And I just think that Mendelssohn's music really lends itself to those evocative sounds, like to the idea of color. You both know Mendelssohn, especially in this trio, sometimes gives us like a million notes, but it's not the sake for virtuosity. It's not like just in an effort to be brilliant. It is in an effort to like create a particular sound, especially I think in the piano, like I'm supposed to sound like the wind is moving really fast while I'm playing, 12,000 notes. And so I think that Mendelssohn is just so wonderful the way he uses the music to really create images. And maybe it comes from that idea of songs without words, like creating imagery without having to kind of explain it. So it's been fun. It's been fun. It's going to be very, very, very fun. So I think that this has been a lovely discussion. I'm really, really excited about our concert. I hope that everyone will join us for it. It's just going to be a great way to end the summer and begin the new year. And we can't wait. So thank you guys so much for joining me.
Thank you.
For having us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.